Good evening, and welcome to Edessa, the Dark Crusade. Tonight, we have a scene where Madeline, now, well, better than, well, fully healed from her, problematic incident where she ran into something, very angry, apparently. And she's currently, she's just arrived, actually, at the tea house that is built in Edessa that does look different than most other buildings, or at least it stands out somewhat. And but Madeline is just arriving as usual. She just walks in and to look around, and yeah, she will see if she can get a seat in the area that is for where she knows that she can sit and relax.
Yeah. You've been to the tea house before. It's just off a road that the local populace nicknamed Cinder Street, mainly due to all the incenses and perfumes sold along the street that causes a great deal of smoke to gently waft through the district with the rather incoherent mishmash of smells from the various products on display and being used upon being purchased. When you enter the tea house, you understand that the first floor is mortal. It's largely for the mortals. It's made for the mortals. It's served. The food is served by the mortals. It's ran by the mortals. The second floor is the floor exclusive to the Canaanites, which is where you go up. It's just up a fairly modest stairway that takes you up to a door at the very top. You walk in, and yes, there are various Canaanites being served by this lady and this lady. This one, upon seeing you, quickly has a very shifty-eyed look on her face and minor panic, very scattered, before turning to this woman and mouthing something to her, whispering something to her, before walking off back into what you can only presume to be a kitchen of sorts.
Madeline will go up and say good evening to her host.
Good evening, Madeline. How can I serve you today? She said tonight, because reasons.
Yeah. She will just say, I would like very much to enjoy one of your lovely beverages. But the girl, the woman that just talked with you, I am afraid that I might have. Well, I do believe I need to apologize to her. I might have scared her. That was not my intention. I do wish to talk with her, if possible. Please, it does not need to be right now. And some of that green tea would be most appreciated. But if it is at all possible for me to speak with her, I would very much appreciate it. She curtsies Goes over and sits down.
Yeah, I will simply say green tea. I'll see to it that you have some in a few minutes. I'll see what you can do about my rattled waitress. I did hear about what had happened. Yes, I can't say I am surprised.
Neither am I. Which is why I'm here.
Is there anything you'd like to discuss with her?
Well, she seemed interested in perhaps sticking out less than she normally does. I would wish to speak with her of that. And perhaps also her quite seemingly, perhaps not unique, but close to unique way of being. I must say I was intrigued.
I'll see what I can do for you. I can't guarantee that she'll come out to talk with you. You did seem to give her quite a fright after what happened.
Again, I wish to apologize and put her mind at ease.
But yes, green tea. She'll walk off into the kitchen and within a minute she brings you some green tea.
Madeline thanks her. She will sit there and just enjoy the smell for a moment. And she'll take a sip.
I'll see if I can have a word with my waitress when she walks off again. As you're sitting there, you kind of look around. You see this lady here. You see the Scourge
Yay!
having some tea, trying quite hard to mask his face. You see this woman.
Have I seen her before? Is that a Tremere or is it?
She's a Bruja.
She's a Bruja. What? Okay.
You see your clanmate. And the Seneschal sitting next to her. Or sitting opposite her.
Well, if the Seneschal is there, Madeline would have been over, actually. Then, okay, but like before she sat down and drank tea, she would actually go over and curtsy very deeply to both her clanmates, but also to the Seneschal, very deeply. She was just say, "A good evening."
Lady Zora bows, Seneschal just nods. Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again for assisting. I am feeling much better thanks to your kindly intervention.
Well, can't have you resting on your laurels now, can we? Slight
No.
smile.
And she smiles again. As always, if there is anything. And she looks to her clanmate. I hope that you have a, or was it Sarah or
It is Zoya,
Zoya? Zoya.
the child of Orsini.
Yep, Orsini's child, and she just said, "Sorry, dear, I do not wish to impart on important business, but if you have a moment, there is one matter, short matter that is related to, well," she looks behind her, hopefully the person I am here to talk with. If you have a moment, please come and see.
What do you require of me, Lady Madeleine?
Not much. I simply wish to hear of a night of Elysium not too long ago, of something that transpired when I was elsewhere.
Oh, that particular incident, yes.
Yes, I merely wish to know what happened when I was outside.
Well, the doors were barred, which left us, well, I suppose you could argue some of us were hostages. I wouldn't say I was, but it's neither here nor there. Then I recall the keeper requesting or ordering, it wasn't entirely clear, us to assist him in making some sort of sacrifice to some spirits in order to appease them. I wasn't entirely sure. He seemed to act very strangely after grabbing our waitress's hand.
Well, I must say that I have known some keepers to be eccentric, but this is new customs I am not accustomed to.
I don't really appreciate being locked in a setting where I'm supposed to feel safe.
I would not like it either. And, well, of course, I was always only following our gearkeeper's instructions. But I must say that a part of me was happy. The thought of being locked in there was, I would agree with you, not a pleasant one. Madeline just looks to the seneschal, and during this, and just, like, she seems to indicate like he's free to join the conversation if he wants to, but she's like not expecting it necessarily. She doesn't want to keep him out of it.
I was not present, but I think it would be safe to say that all three of us would have had the power to leave at our leisure if the keeper had pushed even further beyond his particular boundaries.
Oh, that much is true. But the position of keeper is not something that someone should push to its limits or beyond them.
That is what I am saying. I'm quite concerned about the request for spiritual sacrifices within the Elysium, regardless of the reasoning. It doesn't appear anything came of these sacrifices either way, well, one way or the other. Frankly, well, I gave him a coin, but nothing of particular sympathetic value to myself. Some other Canaanites gave him material sacrifices, but I don't believe any were of real value. He himself made a blood sacrifice. I don't really know why. I sensed nothing, and this is something I'm usually quite adept at investigating.
It does raise many concerns. But, alas.
I would have minded less the spiritual offerings if they weren't leveraged via our imprisonment within the Elysium. I understand he was only trying to imprison one figure, but by imprisoning the one, he imprisons everybody. If something is about to occur, I'd rather have the power to leave. Unfortunately, regardless of what he would have done, I did, but that can't be said for many other subjects of his within the Elysium.
No, exactly not.
Well, I suppose some of us could have made a path should the situation have become that severe, but of course that in and of itself is a breach of Elysium. So only in truly desperate circumstances should such a thing be considered.
Indeed.
I'm very fortunate that the Keeper seemed to be amiss in his predictions, otherwise we may have had to.
Well, we could speak of this quite a lot, but I will leave you to your business. I do not mean to take up all of your time.
By all means, this is a lovely conversation. We appreciate your company, Madeleine, but if you have other matters to attend to, please have a good evening.
Thank you. And she curtsies and sits back again.
And yes, you continue drinking your green tea for a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You see Liwa come out every now and then to provide food to the guests, provides a second course to the seneschal. So I just ordered some more tea. And yes, after about 10 or 15 minutes, after you're more or less done with your tea, Liha will come out and approach you. She'll just say, Amelie is willing to discuss with you, but she would wish that I be present for the conversation.
Well, that is totally fine. Madeline smiles. Would you like this a bit more private, or?
I believe it would be preferable for both of us to have this conversation here.
Very well.
I shall go and collect a vent for you.
Hmm.
She walks off as again. Every time she walks away from you, she bows very politely. She does it to all. It appears she does it to basically everybody at every table. She seems rather overly polite. Yeah, after a few seconds, she re-enters with Emily. Looking about as skittish as she does on her overlay, her eyes kind of looking off to the side, but really looking at you directly.
Madeline smiles, just sits there, waits.
Emily will sit opposite you, and Lewa will sit off to the side. To kind of your right and her left.
Good evening, again.
Yeah. Why, okay. I don't really know how to begin this talk. It's, kind of awkward, considering what happened before, and, you know, you're not kind of following me around, and being a weird shadow thing, and being extremely creepy. After I was almost imprisoned within a place where I should not have really been held in at all. At least that's what I've been told. Like Elysium's the whole, you should be super safe and not be like locked in a cell thing. And well, I guess they wanted me to feel safe by locking me in a glorified cell, I guess. But you chasing me around didn't really help.
And I apologize to you for that.
Okay. Yeah, try not to do that then. It makes me nervous.
It is quite alright. I understand. And it was my wish to follow my keeper's orders, his wishes. We were at an Elysium. It was sometime after when I began to truly appreciate how far he had gone beyond his boundaries.
Yeah, I was confused. I didn't really... Well, I kind of do understand why he did it, but I don't think that means he should have did it, but I don't really want to make a whole big fuss in public about it. It's already kind of... Things already bad enough as it is. I'd rather not kind of, you know, make that an issue.
Understand why he did?
I mean, he probably felt or saw something that made him nervous. Or maybe he was just, you know, planning that the whole time. Grab my hand. Oh, no, I can't move. Because he's super strong and I'm not. But
So, Madeline just sits there and looks at this person a little, and sometimes she's a little unsure of what to say, and she just...
She like briefly looks at Li Hua for a moment, and Li Hua kind of gives her a bit of a poignant stare, and then she kind of looks at the table.
So, do you have any reason to, well, what the seneschal did was, what the keeper did was uncharacteristic, shall we say. Well, I have not seen it before. Our keeper is, well, our keeper. And he does have a certain way of him. But I must say that I have never seen anyone do this, or him do this, for something like this. It is quite present. Do you have, like, any idea why he might react in this way? You said that he might have seen something. Would you have any reason to think of what that might be?
I mean, I don't know what he saw. If that's what you're asking, I can't read minds. I know some of us can.
All right. But when he grabbed your hand, you'd say, "Oh, why is this happening? And why is this? Does this always happen to me?" Indicating that problematic things like this has happened to you before.
I mean, did you know who I was before?
No, I do not. But it's what you stated, no?
Yeah, I don't see what matters though.
Well, maybe this is not the first time that someone has taken a interest in you.
No, but why do you want to know?
It is my way. Mysteries and knowledge that is hard to come by is something I strive to attain.
I believe what gives her another poignant stare. I see. Well, Lady Madeleine, I am afraid to say that my personal past isn't something I generally discuss, nor is it generally something up for discussion. I do apologize. And it is that the way she speaks is as stifled and awkward as I make it out to be.
Mm.
With those long pauses and somewhat uncomfortable speaking pattern.
Madeline lets it be there for a while, or a little while. Doesn't say anything, she just looks at her. And she just says, very well. I shall respect your private sphere. I merely wish to understand what happened that night in Elysium, and therefore I had to ask these questions. But you also said that you wish to be more at ease, or at least act more like others?
I would like to be of service to the city, yes.
Do I get the sense that it's just her being very, very careful with her words, or is it something more like she's being directed?
Roll me perception empathy.
Which dice roll are we in? Number 1. We can roll number 1.
No, one sec. Yeah, just set the scene and that's all I want to say.
Sad.
No,
I have 2 successes.
she doesn't have a lot of dice towards this. She just gets 2 successes though.
Wait, I actually have a specialty. So I have 3.
What's your specialty?
Truths.
That wouldn't apply here.
That I don't.
So, yeah, she comes across as incredibly awkward. She's obviously forcibly changed how she talks.
And the other person is staring at her, so oh, that's fine.
Yeah, maybe Li Hua's trying to kind of, you know how Li Hua is very, very polite, and maybe she's just trying to kind of, maybe she's been trying to coach Amelie in how to present herself in a similar way.
Or something else is going on, but I don't know. Madeline will just say, yes, I might be able to help you with it if you wish to take me up on that offer. We will set up a place where we can meet, or we can meet here if you wish to partake in this.
Pardon, sorry?
Oh, she's just offering her, teaching her in like etiquette and actually also a bit more in subterfuge, but yeah.
I appreciate the offer, Lady Madeline, but I already have a teacher that I am very thankful for, and she gives you a very slight bow sitting down.
Very well. Well, it was lovely to speak with you again. And Madeline just nods her head and she says, please, do not let me take any more of the 2 of yours time. Have a very good evening.
Thank you for your time, Lady Madeline. I appreciate your patronage here this evening. And then she just kind of gives Li Hua a look of, are we done now? Like her composure more or less immediately breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And then Li Hua looks to her and nods and gives her a little hug. And when Amelie kind of power walks over to the kitchen.
as she's gone, or when she's gone,
I
Madeline,
apologize. She is very young. She has difficulty interacting with others of her kind.
and she has had hmm, something that she does not wish to soak up. And that is fine.
Well, few of us wish to speak of our past in much detail. I know I would not speak of it to someone I would only know as a stranger.
You are right. I would not either, and neither would most of us. But please, thank you very much for the tea. Um, would it be too much of me for asking for something that you would perhaps recommend?
Hmm. She begins um, she begins looking through the her own menu.
And Madeline will just say, "Oh, it is not too rude then. Um, can I ask for it to have it served?" And she will point over to the Borussia lady that I have not met. Or at least I haven't talked with her, I'm sure. And she will just say, "I will sit over here at the table." Madeline will just go over, and she will go over to the table, and she will just say, "Good evening. Can I do you company?"
She looks up at you like with a look of surprise and irritance on her face. I'm sorry, who are you?
"I am Sister Madeleine, and I do not believe I have met you before."
Well, I was enjoying my drink. Well, I am
If
Isabella of Clan Bruges.
if you do not wish to be disturbed, I am perfectly fine to have you enjoy your drink.
I am quite disturbed now. It is too late.
Hmm.
I noticed you speaking with the host and the waitress.
Quite so.
Curious girl, that one.
And that she is.
Still, I must say I'm pleasantly surprised. I have known few Ravnos, and this is perhaps the first real opportunity I've had to interact with them that doesn't involve suspicion of violence.
Hmm. Madeline just thinks of the scourge also being in this room, and well, yeah. She doesn't mention that, but she just says, "Yes, the hostess. She is quite good at what she does, and yes, I cannot say that I have been that far east, but they do seem to have a different, judging by her behavior. They seem to act a bit different."
Well, neither have I. I have largely dealt with Roman and French Ravnos.
Hmm.
The Romans seem to be possessed of a far different philosophy to their French and Eastern brethren. Well,
Hmm.
she'll say Frankish, but yeah, okay.
Hmm. Well, um, have you been in the city long, or?
No, my sire. I arrived with my sire.
Oh, and may I ask who is that?
She narrows her eyes and looks uh, very tense. She's clearly masking her anger as she says, Lucian. You may remember the name. It's the one the sheriff murdered
Oh, sorry, I have seen her.
and
Oh,
escaped with no repercussions whatsoever.
right. Okay, yeah, now it begins to dim because I thought I'd seen the picture before. Anyways, back in character. Mm, oh, oh my dear, I am, I am so terribly sorry.
Do not mask sorrow.
Do not mask sorrow, or do not fake it. Like, is she saying?
When she's saying mask sorrow, she's basically telling you not to fake it.
Hmm. She,
He
and
had been
then
in the
again,
city for barely a month before he was killed.
Madeline just leans in,
He knew few and even fewer cared. Let us be
looks at
honest.
her. The fact that you have lost your sire and what that must feel like when it is someone you care for. That is extraordinarily painful, horrifying almost. And there is nothing fake or disingenuous. You must feel absolutely horrendous.
You do not know me.
No, I do not.
She just looks away from you and continues drinking her tea.
Madeline just looks at her, nods, and she will then get up. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. No, Madeline understands totally why she's pissed, but yeah, don't go poking the Bruja when they're already, yeah. Have I seen the woman, the Assamite woman, before?
Yes. In fact, I think you met her here once.
Yeah, I thought so. I think I said that. Also. Anyways, Madeline is going to greet the Scourge real quick. Just out of politeness, she's going to say good evening and hope she's having a good day. And yeah, she is going to drink the tea that she has been served. And yeah, at some point she is going to leave.
Yeah, I think that is where we can end our scene.
It is indeed. Thank you very much, ST for STing and playing and everything else, and watching. Good night and goodbye.